welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name's Alexarayeco. And welcome to a massive book haul. I'm so excited because I have so many books to show you guys in today's video. Over the past few months, I've been getting a ton of PR packages from Forever Publishing. If you're not familiar, they are known for publishing a variety of romance books, including one of my favorite romance books ever, Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. This video isn't sponsored at all. I just thought it'd be really fun to sit down with you guys and show you all these really cool romance books that Forever has sent to me. We have a ton of books to go through, like a lot. I'm not even kidding. This is going to be my biggest book haul ever. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. I just want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is BetterHelp. During hard times, it can get really difficult if you don't have anyone to talk to. Being alone with your thoughts can be a very isolating feeling, and it can allow negativity to consume you. That is why today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. For me personally, your girl's stressed out, guys. Okay, I have had such a crazy last few months. Between wedding planning, YouTube, work, grad school, I am so mentally drained. I'm stressed out. I'm exhausted. There's so many days that I just feel like I'm not living my life to the fullest because I'm constantly working on something. It just makes me really sad. It's been pretty rough the last few months. I've just been juggling so much. I have so much on my plate. There's people everywhere, all over the world, who are dealing with their own problems and issues, and I'm just here to say that you're not alone. You're not alone in this. You're not alone in your struggles. There's help out there. BetterHelp will assess your needs and then match you with your own personal professional therapist. You can then start communicating with your therapist within 48 hours, and I feel like a lot of people get confused with this, but BetterHelp is not a crisis line, and it's also not a self-help line. It's professional therapy done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that may not be locally available in many areas. The service is available to clients all over the world, and you can log into your account at any time and message your therapist. You'll always get timely and thoughtful responses from your therapist. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so that you never have to sit in uncomfortable room settings such as with traditional therapy. Surprisingly, guys, I'm a super shy person, and I get easily uncomfortable in settings, especially unknown settings with strangers. I feel like most people do. To me, it's just so extreme, and I don't like it. And I think the most important thing with therapy, and in order to really benefit from it, is that you have to be comfortable with your setting. You have to be comfortable with your therapist. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change therapists at any given time. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today, and they're here to help. You can visit betterhelp.com/AlexaRaye, that's better HELP, and join over 2 million people who are taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. With all that being said, let's jump into the video. So as I mentioned, Forever is known for publishing a variety of romance novels. I feel like they publish a lot of popular booktok romances, but also like cute rom-coms, and something they've sent me a ton of are like historical romances, which I am such a sucker for. I just love romances that take place back in time. I'm just really into that type of stuff. So I'm so excited to share these with you today. They have sent me so many books over the last few months, and I am so freaking grateful. What a dream to have books sent to me. It really adds to my library that I'm trying to build. I'm just really grateful, and I'm excited to share these with you. So we are gonna jump right into this video. I don't even know where to start. I think I'm gonna start with like the rom-com books because those are probably the ones I'm most excited for right now. So the first book I have is As Seen on TV by Meredith Score. Gives me so many types of vibes. It says right at the top here, adorable and steamy fun that's full of Gilmore Girl vibes. Guys, Gilmore Girls is one of my top 3 favorite shows of all time, and in the fall time it becomes my personality, and the fact that this is the same vibe as that makes me really excited. So emerging journalist Adina Geller is done with dating in New York City. If she's learned anything from made-for-TV romance movies, it's that she'll find love in a small town. The kind with harvest festivals, delightful but quirky characters, and scores of delectable single dudes. So when a big city real estate magnate targets tiny Pleasant Hollow for development, Addie knows she's found the perfect story. One that will earn her a position at a popular online magazine so she can finally start adulting for real. Maybe even find her dream man in the process. Are you kidding? Only Pleasant Hollow isn't exactly pleasant. There's no charming bakery, no quaint seasonal festivals, and the residents are more ambient than welcoming. The only upside is Finn Adams, who's more mouthwatering than the homemade cherry pie Addie can't seem to find. Even if he does work for the company she'd hoped to bring down. Suddenly, Addie has to wonder if maybe TV got it all wrong after all. But will following her heart mean losing her chance to break into the big time? This sounds so freaking cute. I'm so excited for this. Next up, we have The Godparent Trap by Rachel Van Dyken. Kobe's living her best life. As a popular food blogger, she gets to fulfill her dreams of exploring the globe. But her world comes crashing down when a tragic accident leaves her co-guardian of her best friend's 2 adorable children. Not only does she need to put down roots fast, but she'll also be sharing custody with the one man she can't stand sharing a continent with, let alone a house. Enemies to lovers vibes. I love it. I'm here for it. I'm already obsessed with this. Accountant extraordinaire Rip values rules and plans, but when he loses his sister and his best friend and becomes an insta-guardian all in one night, Rip sees his organized life imploding. What he really doesn't need is his sister's irresponsible, flighty, kind, and gorgeous best friend making it worse. Rip doesn't trust Kobe to take their new responsibility seriously, while Kobe can't believe Rip thinks children will thrive under his rigid control. Yet soon, Rip and Kobe discover they need each other more than they hate each other. Could it be possible that following their hearts is just what their new little family needs? This sounds really familiar to a movie that came out in like the early 2000s or something. That was like one of my favorite movies growing up, so I'm super excited to give this a try. Next up, we have Maggie Moves On by Lucy Score. This is a newer book that just came out recently. I always see this at Barnes & Noble on the rom-com table, and I'm so excited that I have my hands on it because I've actually heard really good things about this. House-flipping sensation and YouTube star Maggie Nichols can't wait to dig into her next challenge. Arriving in tiny Kinship, Idaho, with only a cot and a coffee maker, Maggie is prepared to restore a crumbling Victorian mansion in 4 months or less. She has her to-do list, her blueprints, and her team. What she doesn't have time for is sexy, laid-back landscaper Silas Wright. The man takes flirtation to a whole new level, and he does it shirtless, sometimes pantsless. He and his service school dropout dog are impressively persistent, but she's not interested in putting down roots. Not when her fans watch her travel the country to turn houses into dream homes. A short-term fling, on the other hand, can fit nicely into her calendar. After all, Maggie remembers what fun is like. As their summer gets downright steamy, Silas manages to demolish the emotional walls she spent years building, sending Maggie into a panic. He's the wrench in her carefully constructed plans. With the end of the project looming, she has a decision to make, but how can she stray when her entire career is built on moving on? So excited. This sounds so freaking cute. Fast-paced, fun, and full of Gilmore Girls worthy banter. So cute. Come on, are you kidding? Next up, we have How Sweet It Is by Dylan Newton. This was one of the first books Forever Publishing actually sent me. Event planner Kate Sweet is famous for creating the perfect happily ever after. So how is it that her best friend has roped her into planning a best-selling horror writer's book launch extravaganza? But the second Kate meets, or rather accidentally maims, the drop-dead hot Drake Matthews, her well-ordered life quickly transforms into an absolute nightmare. Drake Matthews is tired of the spotlight and tired of his reputation as the Knight of Nightmares. He's really a nice guy, but he's not prepared for Kate, a fearless agent of chaos in steel-tipped stilettos, or for that sweet sting of attraction he feels for her. She's inspiring him to take his writing in a whole new direction, one that no one expects. Because now Kate and Drake are changing up the rules, and this plot twist might just surprise everyone, including themselves. Another super cute, sweet romance. Opposites attract. I love it. I'm here for it. Next up is The Trouble with Hating You by Sanji Patel. This gives me the Hating Game meets the Spanish love deception vibes. First of all, look how beautiful this cover is. It is so pretty. I love the border of it. I love the colors too. Laia is a successful biochemical engineer and a happily single woman. The moment she realizes her parents' latest dinner party is a setup with the man they want her to marry, she's out the back door in a flash. Imagine her surprise when the same guy shows up at her office a week later, the new lawyer hired to save her struggling company. What's not surprising, he's not too thrilled to see her either after that humiliating fiasco. Jay looks good on paper and off, especially if you like the whole gorgeous, charming lawyer in a good suit thing. He's also infuriating. As their witty office banter turns into a late-night chat, Laia starts to think he might be the one man who truly accepts her. But falling for each other means exposing their painful past. Will Laia keep running, or will she finally give love a real chance? This seems so cute, and I love my enemies to lovers, so I just know this is going to be such a fun and perfect read for me. Next up, I have An Heir's Guide to Deception and Desire by Amanda Collins. I actually have another book by her that I absolutely freaking love, so I'm super excited for this. Amanda Collins basically writes romances that are woman empowerment romances. Her characters always seem to be wanting to be writing in the newspapers, solving crimes, solving mysteries. I also love the book cover. I think it's so pretty, it's so cute. I'm really excited about this. Next up, I have some summery, sappy romance reads. The first one is The Sea Glass Summer by Miranda Lassen. This seems super cute, kind of gives me a coho vibe. It's about a woman who loses her husband and has to sell one of their Victorian homes they own together. And during the process, her late husband's best friend comes to help renovate and help her sell the house. And of course, they wind up falling in love. I'm used to reading coho books, so reading something like this isn't too shocking to me. I'm super excited to read this just because it kind of gives me a coho vibe. Following that, I have The Summer Cottage by Annie Rains. This just, come on, guys, so cute. Again, gives me coho vibes. It's about a woman who's trying to start out fresh. She finds a new job helping run cottages in this small town. Basically, the lawyer and Trisha, who's the main character in this book, spark a little bit of romance, and there's all these secrets and this mystery between the two of them that we basically uncover throughout the story. I'm also just a sucker for books that have dogs on the cover. Next up, I have The Inn on Sweetbriar Lane. This is by Jeannie Chin. It's a must-read voice in romance, according to Christina Lauren, who is a very popular author at the moment. I feel like that says something. Also, this one has a cat on the cover. June always has it all together, only now she's in over her head. Her family's in desperately needs guests. Her mother's medical debts are piling up, and the surely if sexy stranger next door is driving away the customers she has left. When he asks for June's help, though, she can't say no. After all, his new bar could be just what the upcoming pumpkin festival needs to bring in more tourists. But with the fierce attraction between them, will working together be playing with fire? Ex-soldier Clay Hawthorne prefers being on his own. He's moved to Blue Cedar Falls for one reason: to carry out his best friend's dream of opening a bar in the hometown he'll now never return to. But the town's business association is trying to stop Clay's progress. June soon becomes his biggest supporter, and while their partnership is supposed to be only temporary, for the first time, Clay wants something permanent. Can two total opposites really learn to meet each other in the middle? Opposites attract. One of my favorite book tropes. I'm excited. I know I'm gonna love this. I feel like these three books are books that I normally wouldn't pick up if I went book shopping, so I'm actually really excited to give these a try. Next up, we are moving to period piece books. So romances that generally take place in like the 1700s, the 1800s, stuff like that. I'm a sucker for romances like that. It's a very fitting genre for me. The first book I have is Always Be My Duchess by Emily Howard. This book is actually set to be released this month. It's actually really cool. Forever will send me books that have not been published yet to try out. This is about a romance between a duke and a ballerina. It's also a fake dating trope. The duke does not want to get married, so he asked this ballerina to be his fake fiance in exchange for money. Why do people think that fake dating works? You know what I mean? Like, you're obviously going to fall in love, I feel like. Fake dating trope, I'm here for it. I love it, and this seems like a super cute and just sweet read. Next up, we have A Lady for a Duke by Alexis Hall. Gives me Bridgerton vibes. When Viola was presumed dead at Waterloo, she took the opportunity to live, at least as herself, but freedom does not come without a price, and Viola paid for hers with the loss of her wealth, her title, and her closest companion, Justin, the Duke of Gracewood. Only when their families reconnect years after the war does Viola learn how deep that loss truly was. Shattered without her, Gracewood has retreated so far into grief that Viola barely recognizes her old friend in the lonely, brooding man he has become. As Viola strives to bring Gracewood back to himself, fresh desires give new names to old feelings. Feelings that would have been impossible once and may be impossible still, even if they cost her everything all over again. War tore them apart, chance brought them together, love could set them free. This sounds interesting. It doesn't sound like my typical type of read, but who knows? This might be a really fun read for me. Next up, we have The Rebel and the Rake by Emily Sullivan. This is an enemies to lovers romance. Kind of reminds me of The Viscount Who Loved Me, which is the second book in the Bridgerton series. I'm sure I'm going to love this. Kind of seems a little spicy looking at this cover. I don't know. The next three books I have are all books by Erica Ridley, and they're actually part of a book series. They tell the story of of the Winchester family, and we basically go through each Winchester and watch them find love. These 100% give me Bridgerton vibes. The first one is The Duke Heist. Next up, we have Nobody's Princess. The third one is The Perks of Loving a Wallflower. Anyways, this seems like a super cute series. If you are into Bridgerton, I'm sure you would absolutely love these. They sound very similar to the Bridgerton series, just a different family. So, okay everyone, that is all for my massive book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're able to take away some new books from this haul that you may have not thought to pick up before. Make sure to comment down below if you saw a book in this haul that you've read before. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on it, if you liked it, if you disliked it. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up because it really helps me out. It lets me know that you like these types of videos, you like my book hauls, my bookstore vlogs, my reading vlogs, all that fun book content we do over here. And of course, don't forget to subscribe down below if you'd like to see more of me, because I post weekly, guys. I post weekly. It's basically free entertainment every single week. You might as well subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video.